That's why you're here,
Yes,
right?
yes, sir. I use self-control. I need to get on my mission so I can say self-control and control everything and be know what I'm doing. And don't lose it. Stay focused.
If you get upset, walk the other way.
Yeah.
Mr. Bueno, good morning.
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
Everything is going great for you. You sound great. You're able to answer our questions. It's great. Do you know why?
Because I've been in jail and I've been eating right and doing exercise and watching TV and just taking life one step at a time.
And you're taking the medication.
You're taking my medication and just what I really need daily.
That needs to continue when you get out.
Huh?
That needs to continue
Yeah,
when you get out.
yeah, I'm gonna try. My lawyer said he's gonna try to give me a paperwork with our number with group home. I get a check every month, and I would like to go to group home and get my medicine and continue to see a psychiatrist and get myself better, more better. I am.
If you ever have problems, you can come back to us here in court and we can find a social worker to help you.
Okay.
Good things happen when you take the medication. When you stop, it spirals out of control.
Sure.
If you can't find a place to get the medication, come back to us here and we can try to help you. But you
I come ask for help with you.
come back here to court and we will help you try to get a social worker to get some kind of medication for you.
Sure.
You have to continue to take it.
I will try real hard to find go to a place and he can help me to get my medication every day.
Get Ricardo's number. You can call Ricardo. He can get a hold of us that we can try to help you.
Okay. Ricardo?
I'm gonna give you my contact info.
Okay.
When you get out, text me.
Yes, sir.
You have to continue to take it.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. I will try to take my medicine every day. Sure.
You now are charged with an assault and failure to identify oneself to a peace officer. You have worked an amazing deal where they're going to dismiss the assault in exchange for your plea on the failure to ID.
Okay.
They're offering you 3 days in jail. We're giving you credit for the 11 that you've done.
Okay.
This will go on your record. It's going to be there forever. From now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail if you pick up any more cases.
Okay.
So be very careful. Self-control,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Self-control.
Relax and chill.
That's why you're here,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir. I use self-control. I need to get on my medicine so I can say self-control and control everything and be know what I'm doing. And don't lose it. Stay focused.
If you get upset, walk the other way.
Yeah, I would do that. Now I know what to do.
You're
Thank you.
giving up the right to a trial,
Yeah.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. These are your rights that you have to give up to plead guilty.
Yeah, I plead guilty, sir.
Understand, once you plead guilty, you can never undo this. You're stuck with this forever.
Okay.
If you're not a citizen, there's also immigration consequences. They can deport you, exclude you from the country, deny you naturalization, but you're a citizen. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I was born here, you sir.
I will take your plea. I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to the agreement. Mr. Bueno, good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Self-control.
Yes, sir. I will self-control. I will control myself.
Good luck, Mr. Bueno.
Yes, sir. Take care, Judge.
Take care. Hi, Shreya, come on.
2 fugitives that want to approach about a bubble.
Okay, who's first?
Which one?
Let's pick Ricardo Valenzuela.
Valenzuela. Okay, Mr. Kim?
I'm opposed to any bond for this defendant, Your Honor. He has a failure to appear for the sentencing part for 3 charges. One is criminal attempt for false imprisonment, first-degree felony, and, oh, sorry, 2 charges. And the second is third-degree assault domestic. But it's for the sentencing portion, so he has even more incentive to not return as he was already convicted. But he was already given a chance to obviously come back, and then, he didn't do that.
False imprisonment in the first degree, assault in the third degree, failure to appear, class 4 from Nebraska. What do you think? How, does he have any other priors?
Let me run the FBI.
I don't know, Shreya,
That's okay.
I
understand totally. I already kind of advised him that it's really unlikely. He's like, I can only make 1,000, maybe 2,000. And I was like, that's really low.
Say that again?
1 or 2,000.
Yeah, as
So
if.
He just wanted me to kind of
Yeah.
come out here and get
I
an
mean,
answer.
even if I were to, it's probably gonna be, 20 times that.
That's what I told him. So he was like, can you just ask? And so
Yeah.
here's me asking. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't show up for sentencing, tells me that you're, and how long ago was it?
This one was issued out February of this year, but he also was sentenced federally in 2018. There was an unsuccessful termination in 2018. He also has a failure to report, where did it go? Failure to report
Federal
accident.
case, huh? Yeah. No, this guy's just a flight nightmare.
Okay.
Okay, who's next?
This one's a little bit better.
Yes.
Okay,
Jason Johnson.
He's wanted for 4 charges of forgery. I'm not opposed to a bond. I'm opposed to a low bond because his history is older, which counsel pointed out. It was more than 15 years ago. But it was a federal conviction where he was sentenced to 60 months for possession with intent for cocaine. And he also has a, so it was another thing. No, it wasn't that. He also has a domestic in his history along with a kidnapping. So like I said, I'm not opposed to a bond because just the sheer age of the older convictions, but I'm just opposed to a low one.
so next question.
I would ask for a $6,000 bond, Judge.
I believe he wanted a $2,000 bond. He's got a girlfriend here, a kid in Louisiana. He goes back and forth. He's reliable in terms of transportation. He says this case was just filed March 21st, so he had no idea about it. It's to be.
Okay, Jason. Stephen, can you bring out, please, Jason Johnson, please?
Oh yeah, and I was gonna ask what assurances he was gonna give, because I didn't know what assurances he has gonna return.
Sorry, I forgot. Yes, his
I forgot
girlfriend here and family there, or daughter there. So he's got a car and he drives.
Gotcha.
Shreya, Mr. Coates. I've got a BVR, a bond
I
violation for
know.
him.
Do you just want to bring him in? And because I was actually going to approach, see if you would amend the conditions because it's at 7 p.m. curfew and 2 times he's broken it for 7:45 because the funeral, not the funeral, his uncle died. So they all had to go to his uncle's house.
This one's at 7:58.
I know. I talked to him. So
What's he doing?
he was at his uncle's. I literally talked to his aunt and his uncle. His aunt. I talked to his cousin that picked him up. And the aunt was like crying hysterically, and I was like, "Ma'am, give me an address." So she was not excited.
She was crying. Why?
Their uncle died. Their uncle died that afternoon. So all the family, including they take him too, because she's the one leaving home. They go to this uncle. I forgot his name's house, and it's on MLK. And I was like, "Can you take him home?" She's like, "Ma'am, I'm grieving." And I was like, "I'm so sorry, but."
Did she yell at you?
No, but I mean, I kind of felt
Kinda.
bad because I was like, okay. And I was like, listen, just somebody needs to take him home. So they were like kind of annoyed, but I talked to them like before 7 p.m. So it's not like he called me late. And I think I sent that email at about 7:20 when we can bring him in because this happens like every 5 days if you want. Just let me know.
Is he working?
I believe, I don't remember. This is a kid. I don't think so. He watches his his aunt's foster kid, or he works sometimes with his aunt at the daycare.
Okay, I guess we'll pick a date this week, whatever you want.
Okay,
and
we
then
can bring him
we'll-
in and just be like, hey,
We got to figure something out.
it's popping up quite a bit.
Yeah.
What's the case?
Mr. Johnson,
How you
50.
doing, sir?
How's jail? How's jail?
Not good.
You know why you're here, right?
Well, I'm kind of confused on some of the details they didn't explain to me.
So you're wanted out of Louisiana for 4 charges of forgery. So anytime you take flight and you're wanted from another state, you get arrested, you come here to court 5. So you're now being held at no bond. And the good news is that because we have so many people from Louisiana, we've got buses coming in and out of Louisiana, every 2 days, every 3-4 days, people come shuffling back. So I don't know how much money you have, but we could get you back to Louisiana quick versus you bonding out, because if you bond out now, that's money you're gonna have to pony up, and you're gonna have to probably pony up 90 to 100% because you are a fugitive. You are an inherent flight risk. The problem is, though, is that money that you're spending now could be used to hire you a lawyer in Louisiana instead, when if you were to waive, you'd be back home regardless in 2 days anyways. So the state, you asking me for a bond, the state is asking for, you said what, 6,000, right? And due to the fact that you have 4, felony, forgery charges, which is serious, and due to your priors as well, where, did you say it was in federal probation or? Being, even though it was way back when, it still factors into us because we need to know, if I set you a bond, are you going to go back? Everybody tells me yes. Everybody says it's like little bunnies jumping in the woods. But the reality is that not many people who we give bonds actually go.
Well, in my case, I own my own business, and also, I live here and also in Houston, so I'm actually back and forth, to my son and family and everything.
What do you do for?
I own a fitness company. For the trainer fitness company, I'm a well-established businessman, and that's why I was kind of confused about the charges, because they say it was on the 21st when they actually, the warrant was submitted, but I didn't receive anything or anything, and I'm back and forth.
We're not gonna, you want them to call you and tell you everything? No, they file the charges. They're not gonna apprise you of everything.
Actually, I was, I think when I got arrested, I was going on a trip for one of my friend's birthday, and that's how I actually found out.
So what kind of bond would you make? Around 6,000-ish. Do you think you could make?
I could make that
Okay,
bond.
well, keep in mind, they're gonna have to do 90% to 100%. It's not the 10%, right? Because
Okay.
it's a fugitive, so I want you to think about that.
All right, so I have to pay how much?
Let's assume you have to
I
pay
would assume everything because you're, a fugitive.
6,000.
whatever bond we set, assume you're gonna pay, your family's gonna pay.
What can you make?
I guess 5,000.
Understand that you will never get another chance from us here.
Okay,
We give you 2 weeks from the date of your release
okay,
to get to Louisiana and turn yourself in.
okay.
If you do not do that, I'm telling you now, it will never happen again. And this time, if you don't make it up, I will revoke this bond, set it at 0. And I'm going to get you because you can't run forever. And this time I will physically hold you until Louisiana comes and gets you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
The only other thing I want you to understand is that if you were to waive today, you will be probably back to Louisiana within 2 to 3 days without having to shell out $5,000. So
But that's fine. I'll pay.
if you wanted to pay it, that's fine, but
Not go back into, because that'll give me enough time to take care of all my business and find exactly what's going on.
want me to set the bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll do a waiver for all judge.
Done. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Johnson.
So,
I'm gonna come talk to you in a second.
What, the other guy? I forget what his name is. All right, are you Ken Goktin?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Goktin, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
So this occurred back on May 4th of 2022, Your Honor.
Oof.
Detention officer Jallo Ngotkin physically struggled with an inmate named Hobbs because he refused to stay in his cell after his day room time had expired. Detention officer Jallo's black watch fell off his wrist during the struggle. At that time, inmate Fobbs picked up the watch and as the detention officers walked out of the cell and hid it in his pants. Officer Jala and Gokden returned, entered, and searched the cell. At that point in time, Officer Jala leg swept inmate Fobbs to the ground and then punched him in the face and torso several times and tried to hold his legs down. Officer Gotkin then punched inmate Fobbs approximately 20 times in the head and torso area.
Many times.
And then grabbed him by the hair, kneed him in the torso several times, and punched him approximately 13 more times, and elbowed him in the torso twice, and then they both exited the cell.
How bad injuries are we talking here?
I don't, this is actually a coworker's of mine. She's just out. I remember correctly when I looked at it, I don't think they were severe injuries, obviously, general physical injuries, but nothing super severe.
Your Honor, if I may.
Please.
From what I understand, he was taken to the hospital, the infirmary there, and not being released. There were no injuries. So.
How many times to the head is?
That's the first I'm hearing that in the report. I have to dig into it. Your Honor, we're asking for a low bond. He is going to appear in court and fight this case. He's law enforcement. If this case,
where were you? So was this at the Harris County Sheriff's Office or?
This occurred at the Harris County Sheriff's Office. He had since in that time frame had gone and had moved over to Precinct 5 as a deputy.
Okay.
And has been working there for over a year and a half, almost 2 years now, as a deputy, doing a good job, fun job and everything like that. So this is kind of.
So I see that there's a prior one that was disposed of 3 days ago.
So
What does that mean?
for some reason, whenever we take in, even though we bring it in and present it to the grand jury as a misdemeanor, because it involves an officer, I think the clerk's office just automatically puts it in a felony court to determine whether, because official oppression is weird, even though it's a misdemeanor, it's handled up in felony. So then it just has to go through the song and dance of coming back down and assigned to a
Got it.
misdemeanor court.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that there was no prior assault because it, kind of appears that way. So I don't know, this might be a problem because on all assaults that I do, I almost always order no weapons. It's going to be a problem because he's an officer. How are we going to do this?
Ask that he at least be allowed to keep his duty weapon.
What do you think, counsel? Because I'm in 100%, 99% of cases, I think it can one time ever when I've had an assault, I've let someone have a weapon.
So
But
generally, and I know Josh has been doing this longer than I have, generally I understand when an officer, no matter what department it is, when they get indicted, they're generally put on relief duty status, which obviously means that they could be called in for an emergency, but are generally sitting at home. And I've dealt with this issue once prior. I personally don't have an issue as long as he's at home. He can have his weapon, but if he were to leave the home, I don't think he should have the weapon, if that makes sense. Which I know.
But what I'm saying is for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I said no weapons, just no weapons at all. But so are you on administrative duty now? Are you at home?
I'm at
Are
home,
you
sir.
on the field working?
I'm at home, sir.
So they've told you that you're on a paid administrative leave or
Yes,
how
sir.
is it?
So since the constable's office is not protected by civil service, I had to resign.
Oh, you had to resign.
Yes, sir.
That sucks.
So
I'm
right now,
sorry.
I don't have a job. I don't have anything.
Okay. I'm going to order no weapons for the time being. If something were to change in the interim, come back, we can talk. I'm also going to order you not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, but I don't think that that's going to be an issue now. If something were to change, or you get a different type of job, something changes, come back, we can always talk. The only other bond conditions I will put are just don't get in any more trouble. That's it.
In Your Honor, we're asking for $100 bond so he can do a walkthrough rather than a PR. I know he might be PR bond eligible, but
Do you not want a PR bond?
no, we have a bondsman already set up so that he can go over there and do a quick walkthrough process.
However you want. I'll give you a PR bond if you want one. I'll set the bond at $100 for you, okay?
And you have no problem, Your Honor, him doing a walkthrough?
No, of course not. So the only thing I will tell you is that when you do the walkthrough, when you post the bond, you will get a 7-day setting, okay? Just get in contact with Victoria, our coordinator. That way you don't have to come back in 7 days. You can just email and get a different date. That way you don't have to come back. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with it. It's Mr. Normand, right?
Yes.
You must stay in touch with Mr. Norman. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
Yes, Your Honor.
If he comes back and tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you've gone AWOL, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
Don't pick up any new cases. Don't violate these bond conditions. Stay in contact with your lawyer. Good things will happen. Do you have any questions? Okay. Do you mind filing those? Just no contact and no weapons, and then, yeah, and then,
Josh,
okay.
is Hope giving you everything yet?
No.
Okay, she's just homesick today. She's pregnant, so I'll get with her, and if worse comes to worse, I'll get it together for you. So
Yeah,
we'll get
no
over to you
problem. I
soon.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you, Your
guys.
Honor.
Thanks.
Excuse-
Take care. Yeah, he needs to stay so we can get the reset and get him to sign the bond conditions, and after that, we'll allow you to go with you. Okay,
Let's get in the jury
Yeah.
box, and when they call you up with bond conditions, then you'll be able to go.
okay. How's jail?
Not good.
So the question is, did we get your attention? You say yes. The reality is, did we really get your attention? Because, Mr. Pena, you and I have gone and done this over and over and over. I'm not gonna play with you again. Your lawyer has asked me to let you out. You now know your bond is but a meager 5,001. There is no one in this world who is going to make it for you. So anytime you go, unless Harris County is foolish enough to give you a PR bond, which we now are not, you will be stuck in jail if you ever violate. I told him that, Mr. Connor, that this is your first time violating with us on this case here. I'm going to reluctantly let you out. But if you so much as do one thing wrong, I don't give a rat's behind what it is. I'm gonna string you up in jail faster than you can even say the word jail. Do you understand? I don't care when I mean curfew. That means your house. It doesn't mean parking lot. It doesn't mean girlfriend's house. It doesn't mean Grandma Cleopas who lives on the other side of the tracks. It means your house. If you ever violate me again, I'm gonna get it to you so hard, your head's gonna spin. You understand? No weapons, no dope, and you must be home by 7. Not 7:01, not 7:26. You will never get another chance from me, Mr. Pena. Do you understand? Okay, we shall see. If history is any indication, it's but a mere week and a half to 2 weeks before we will see you again. Prove me wrong. Now, one more question. What are you going to do with yourself when you're out?
I'm gonna try to get a job and finish my online school.
You need to do something, because when you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. You need to find something to occupy your time, whether it's getting a job or getting into school full-time. And I'm now making that also a bond condition for you. You must get a job full-time or get into school full-time. I'm not going to let you do nothing the whole time and let you destroy yourself. So I want you back here in a week. I'm going to let you out today. I want you back here in a week and show me what you have done to get a job or get into school. If you've done nothing in a week, then look forward to staying with me. You understand? Great. Okay, Mr. Penny. Thanks, Tom. All right, Mr. Patterson, you're charged with criminal trespass and having a deadly weapon. As a result, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have a look of bewilderment on you. On April 14th, did then and there unlawfully, with notice that entry was forbidden, intentionally and knowingly enter and remain on the property of another, namely Concepcion Mejia Cruz, without the effective consent, and the defendant carried on or about him a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, while committing said offense. As a result, you're facing now up to a year in jail and or $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. Please say nothing.
124 apartment complex within Harris County, reference to a suspicious person inside an apartment that the complainant stated that was supposed to be vacant. Found there was observed kind of damage on it. Officers made scene, and they found 2 juveniles inside the unit. And as it was cleared, they re-entered and found this now defendant in the bathroom hiding. There was a firearm, a black 9mm Ruger with the serial number defaced and unreadable, scratched off with an unknown instrument that the defendant admitted was his in his possession.
Patterson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
21 now.
What do you do for a living?
I recently I've been fired, but I used to work.
Where do you live now?
With a friend in like Cyprus.
You have any folks around?
Yes, sir. I do. I have my mom and my dad. They live together in Missouri City.
You don't live with them? Why not?
I got put out.
Get back there.
I mean, I could. My mom wants me there, but like my dad, we had got to like a big fight, so it's still kind of like, you know.
So now you're living on the street.
Basically, yes, sir.
That sucks. And it's not going to get any easier, and it's only going to get worse, Mr. Patterson. You have but one life to live. This journey can be wonderful and great, where you do great things and buy great things, or it can be a miserable, rotten existence of a life. You're headed toward a rotten existence where you're going to be nothing. And then I'm telling you, Mr. Patterson, you're living your best life now. The older you get, the worse it gets. You become bigger, you become fatter, you get uglier, you lose your hair, and you become more and more unemployable. If you don't do something with your life now, I'm telling you, you're going to end up with a number on your back forever. I see it on a daily basis with the people in jail. If you don't believe me, I can put you there now so you can see. Straighten up. Go apologize to your parents and get your butt into school, because I'm telling you, you now prepare yourself for the next 40 years. And if you don't prepare yourself well, you will end up with nothing. Do you understand? Go back home, get into school, and do something. I'm now ordering you not to go back to the house that you were busted and not to be in possession of any weapons. You understand? I'm telling you, you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. And if you don't have anyone to bond you out, you'll be stuck like Chuck. You understand? Please. I'm going to give you a lawyer today. So I don't want any more. I don't want you to pick up any new cases. I don't want you to violate these conditions. Otherwise, I'm telling you, I will keep you with a very high bond. You understand? All right. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get all your conditions and your lawyer.
Okay.
All right? All right. Mr. North, do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that. How long you been trying to look for a job? When's the last time you've worked?
I was in school.
In that long?
Yeah.
Why?
I just got out of school, so, you know.
Got out of school where?
TSU.
Did you graduate?
Got
Got out of what school?
Texas Southern. I just been in school, so.
So you're in college?
I have a little small business, so I've been looking for clients, but that hasn't been going, so I was trying to book jobs at McDonald's and security, but I haven't got it yet. So,
How old are you now? You're 30. And so you went to college? And then what happened with college?
got out like last year.
Let me ask you something. How bad is it now to try to get a job? How bad is it? Does it suck? Is it hard to get a job? You're now charged with theft, Mr. North. How bad do you think it's going to go if you get convicted of this theft? You think it's tough now? Wait till you get a theft conviction on your record. You now have a prior interference that's been dismissed. You now have to stand charged with theft. You will never get a job if if you're branded a thief and you're charged with a lot of money theft. So you think it's hard now? It only gets harder the older you get. It don't get easier. It gets so much more difficult.
Alrighty, yes, sir.
Do you mind giving an application, please, Mr. Deputy Simpson? Use it wisely. I don't give lawyers to people who continue to pick criminal cases. This is now 2. No more.
Judge, we have an arraignment.
Okay.
Page 20.
No. Let's go through the THAs. The dude just got here at 9:45? No. You're wanted out of the state of Georgia for aggravated sodomy and aggravated assault. I'm assuming that's a family violence. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir?
Say yes. Yes, sir.
There we go. And this is Mr. Valenzuela. Mr. Valenzuela, you're wanted out of the state of Nebraska for failure to appear for sentencing, criminal attempt, false imprisonment, first degree, and second degree assault, domestic violence. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? Okay, we wish you guys best.
On Paget, Judge, he has a second case out of Florida that we need the court to sign the refusal. He's refusing to go to Florida, but he's waiving to go to Georgia. And so there wasn't one that.
And everyone refuses to go to Florida.
Because there isn't a refusal on
Nice.
file. That's why I
Taylor
printed
Swift says so.
Except the Californians,
it.
they're going.
But I printed an extra, or not an extra, I printed a.
Yes, I have that right here. So are you just, I guess we're not gonna do anything because Georgia's gonna come get him?
Yes, and then it's gonna carry over, and I'm gonna go ahead and alert Florida to send their governor's warrant to Florida whenever, to
To
whenever.
Georgia. Okay, so do you understand what just happened?
Yes, sir.
Basically, we're gonna get you to Georgia. After you're done with your Georgia, everything over there, at that point, Florida is gonna come get you after that. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir, that's what our client wanted. My client.
Speak English, sir.
Yes.
They're not very happy with you and they want to withdraw from your case. Do you know why? Guess. Why are they unhappy? ¿Por qué no están contento contigo? Tu abogado.
I don't know.
Porque no le has pagado.
Yeah, I pay already.
Saying that you pay.
I
Mira,
pay already.
te voy a dar 2 semanas. Tienes que poner la cosa en tu auto. Tienes que pagar la fianza para entrar en este programa. Tienes 2 semanas para hacerlo.
Ya tengo la cosa en el carro.
Ok, so solamente tienes que.
I made a mistake.
Yeah,
He's paid. He's
yeah,
paid for it.
yeah, paid. Just-
I made a mistake. I was looking at that one and looking at that one.
Great.
That's my fault.
So we're happy.
I have to apologize. to him.
Okay.
So we're happy, Mr. Goins?
Yes, we're happy.
Fantastic. All right, so mira, muy bien. Solamente tienes que pagar el 300 para entrar el programa y ya vas a entrar. Ok, te voy a dar 2 semanas para hacer eso. Tienes que hablar con tu abogado y ellos te van a ayudar. Ok,
Gracias.
por favor. Good morning, Ms. Houston. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that.
This accident, because my placenta.
Your placenta is bruised.
Yes, I had.
So I don't want to ask, but you're, okay. It's never good to ask that question because you always get in trouble, you know? So you're not working currently?
So I have like a little money saved up.
No, I don't want to take all your money. Don't worry about it. I'll, no, don't. I'll give you a lawyer today, okay? Just, let me see if I have an application on the file. Okay, I need you to fill out an application for me and then I'll have you speak to a lawyer today. Okay, Deputy Simpson will give you an application. Deputy Simpson, you might give her an application, please. Good morning, Ms. Hill. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that. Tell me, what are you doing about that?
I am still looking. I was going to see if I can request more time for that, please.
What do you do for a living?
I do hair.
Okay, do you have any children?
Do not.
How much money do you make a month?
Like 1,400. It really just depends on my clientele.
Okay, can you afford a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll give you more time. We'll give you another 30 days, okay? If you have any issues, just come back and let us know, okay?
Thank you so much.
Please. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Johnson.
Let's do this one, right here.
Mr. Johnson, you were placed on probation for driving while intoxicated. It's come to my attention that you have since violated that probation. Is it true or untrue that you violated your probation?
It's true, sir.
I'm going to find that is true. I will now revoke your probation and I will send you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 20 days that you've done. I'm now going to suspend your license for a year, Mr. Johnson. Do not drive, otherwise you will be back in jail. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The only other thing I'm going to advise you is that this DWI will go on your record. If you are ever in a car and you smell like alcohol or dope, you're going to be right back over here. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail if you ever pick up another DWI. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you. Facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Rodriguez Garza. It's an AFN.
Yes, sir. So this is a DVD case, but I need to be seated. On April 14th, officers were dispatched to a family disturbance. Officer met with the complainant. Complainant and defendant are married. Complainant and defendant got into a verbal argument. Defendant grabbed complainant's left wrist, causing pain. Defendant then pushed complainant against the wall and held his forearm against her neck, causing pain as well, Your Honor.
No impeding breath?
No impeding breath, Your Honor. And we haven't made contact with the complainant yet.
You have not?
We have not.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez Garza, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. You may not have contact unless I know she wants to have contact with you. They haven't had a chance to speak to her, so until that point, no contact. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons as well. If you violate these conditions, you will go to jail. Number one. Number two, a protective order was issued in this case on the 15th of this month. Get to know it, because if you violate that court order, the state can and will file a violation of protective order, and that's the capital murder of misdemeanors. You violate those conditions, I can hold you at no bond, and I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yes, sir.
We will have you go to Victoria. I see that you do have a lawyer. We will get you out of here, but you must stay in contact with Miss Spacey, right?
Yes.
She will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming back here. But if she comes back to me, tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
Don't pick up any new cases. Don't violate conditions and stay in contact with your
Yes,
lawyer.
sir, I will.